Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshvara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasme, Shri Guruve Namaha. Om.
very body is soil. My body, your body, everybody is just soil body. Soil body. The magic of soil is it turns death into life. Depleted soils will not quench the fire of hunger. Unquenched hunger can burn the very world. This is a generational responsibility. Save soil. Let's make it happen.
Okay. That was it. Oh, today is Guru Purnima Day. What is the significance of Guru Purnima? Well, intellectually I understand, or intellectually I have a perception of why it's important. For those who are not familiar, Guru Purnima is an event where there is a natural there's a natural tendency to rise up. Now, what does that mean? Like at an experiential level, what's the big deal? I think, like, from my perspective, it's just like any other day. It's just like any other day. It is out of ignorance that I hold today special. I don't understand it. Like, I can't tell the difference between today and a month from now, or today from a month ago. The days are the same to me. Days and nights are, there's a little bit of fluctuations, but I can't discern the difference between one day from another. I don't have that sensitivity. the what I've read, you can Google Guru Purnima, you can listen to what people say about it, but the TLDR version is that Guru Purnima is a day when Shiva, or the first teacher, decided to become a teacher. So that's what it means intellectually. You can Google that, and I Google that for yourself. But that's TLDR. The first teacher decided to teach, and so spiritual wisdom. Today is a day where spiritual wisdom was first ushered into the general population. That's sort of what the day represents. That's what Guru Purnima represents. It's it's a significant event in that it's when spiritual knowledge first became available to the general public. But in my experience, I can't tell the difference between I can't tell the difference between the days. So it's just another day for me, in my experience. But I might be ignorant personally, like I don't have the sensitivity, but intellectually, because I read spiritual books, because I try to get spiritual knowledge, today is important. So at an intellectual level, today is important for me. So even though I'm ignorant of the actual experience, even though I'm ignorant, not being able to discern the day from day, there is wisdom, there is intelligence in following someone who's smarter than you, or listening to what somebody else says. And yeah, smart people say today's a good day. A good day to meditate. I have heard that if you meditate today, there is an exponential effect. It's beneficial. There's a full moon, and you are majority of water, and so there's a pull that's coming from the moon. So that's the natural aspect of why today is important. So to me, I might not feel it, but when you listen to it, when you read about it, there is a logical understanding to it. So I just trust that, hey, today's an important day, so I guess it must be important. So I'm not really, I wouldn't consider myself wise. In fact, I know I'm stupid. That's why I listen to other people. That's why you if you know you're stupid, you're going to listen to what somebody else says. But if you think you're smart, you're going to do what you think is right. So it's better to know, it's better to not know. No, that's not it. Of course it's better to know. When you don't know, it's better to listen to smart people. That's sort of what in the spirit of Guru Purnima, when you come to a teacher, when you come to a guru, when you come to someone who, maybe your professor, maybe a guru could be someone who's older than you. It could be anything that makes you realize something. That becomes your guru. That becomes your teacher. Once upon a time, this was in India. A cockroach was my teacher. A dead cockroach was my teacher. So this was back in, I don't know, must have been I think 2019. I went to India, and for some time I had a very intense what is I was fired up. I was very I had these dreams and aspirations that, oh, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna meditate, and I'm going to become enlightened. I'm going to become enlightened. And so there was a time in my life where I was very intense with my spiritual practice. I became so disenchanted with the world. With, you know, I was working a really good job, and family life was good. I had friends, I was making money, and it was an easy life, but something was just empty, you know. I was clocking in at work, clocking out, and it's just like, what the hell am I doing? It's not that anything was wrong, you know. There was nothing wrong with my life. I wasn't depressed. I was happy. There really was nothing wrong. I just felt empty. I wasn't doing anything meaningful. Not that you need something meaningful, because meaningful, and that's all just psychological drama. So I decided to leave all that, and I quit my job. I signed my 2 weeks notice, and I got a 10-year visa to go to India. And yeah, I felt unfulfilled. So I had a 10-year visa, and I said to myself, I'm not coming back until I find what I'm looking for. So anyway, so that's sort of the background of where I was at. I was motivated. I gave away that. I left behind that sort of lifestyle, and I was so devoted that the original plan was I was just gonna stay in India and meditate. That was the plan. So at one point, I was meditating about maybe 12 to 16 hours a day. I would wake up, go to the temple, meditate, walk back to where I was staying, meditate, go back to the temple, wake up. Oh, I was just meditating, going back and forth from where I was staying to the temple. And the temple was 1 mile away, so I would walk 1 mile back, meditate, and then I would walk back, maybe sometimes have a small lunch or breakfast, brunch, or I would just have one meal at where I was staying, and then I would walk back to the temple, and meditate. So it was back and forth. I was walking maybe 4 miles a day, and it was hot, but coming back to a dead cockroach. So I was meditating. I was meditating. Oh, okay. Let me get my bearings. So I wake up and I walk to the temple, and I'm sitting down and I'm just meditating. So I'm meditating, and suddenly I just, I was getting settled in to meditate. I was moving around, and then I look to my left, but this is my left. It's just flip. It's just the visuals flip, but I was looking to my left, and I saw there was a cockroach in front of me. It was a dead cockroach. And how did I know? I knew because the cockroach was upside down. It was flipped, and it wasn't moving. So its legs was on top. So it was just like that. So it was a dead cockroach in front of me, and so I ignored it. So it was like, oh, okay. At first it was like, oh shit, there's a dead cockroach. I'm scared. Scared of bugs. But I was observing it, and it wasn't moving. So I just thought, oh, okay, it's a dead cockroach. Oh, what am I scared of? What am I scared of? So I ignore it. I take it out of my mind, and I just meditate. And so I do, I don't know how many hours. I do my 3 or 4 hours of meditation, and then I just get up and I walk back to where I was staying, and then I meditate in that place. So the next day I wake up and I walk back to the temple, and this time I noticed take care. I noticed the cockroach is moving this time. The cockroach is moving this time. And I'm like, what? So it wasn't a dead cockroach. It was just stuck, and it just wasn't moving. So it must have been sleeping or something. So I ignore it because it can't hurt me. I ignore the cockroach because it can't hurt me. It's upside down. It can't move. So I'm like, oh, who cares? So I sit back down, and I just start meditating. I close my eyes, and something inside of me felt sorry for the cockroach. It's like, now I know that the cockroach is alive. And so, out of my not really caring about the cockroach, I wasn't scared of the cockroach. I didn't care about it. I was just like, oh, I'm here. I might as well help it out. So something within me wanted to help this cockroach out. And so I simply just get up, and I flip the cockroach over, and then I just go back and sit down. So I sit back down, and then I meditate. I think nothing else of the cockroach. The next day I go back to so I leave the temple, and then I go back to my place where I'm staying, and then I won't go to sleep. I wake up the next day, go back, and this time I go down to sit down and meditate, but this time the cockroach is no longer there. And it's funny how you don't know what you have until it's gone. Sort of that concept. You don't know what you have until it's gone. And so when my mind perceived that the cockroach was gone, it became a vacuum. It became a vacuum in my mind. Like, why is the cockroach gone? And so I began to contemplate on the emptiness of that space where the cockroach was sitting, or was upside down. So my mind focused in on that space of where it was at, but that space was empty because the cockroach was no longer there. It was just emptiness. That emptiness created a vacuum, and I just kept contemplating on it. I just kept thinking about it. I just kept it was just pervading my thoughts and my emotions. And I came to I had a profound moment where the thought came, why do enlightened beings, what is it that enlightened beings, what motivates them to help people who are ignorant? And I reflected on why did I come to help out the cockroach? Why did I flip it? What was it in me that gave me a reason to get up and flip the cockroach over? And the concept of compassion was basically the culmination of that. It was this concept of compassion. It is compassion that inspires an enlightened being to enlighten others. So that's my story about how a dead cockroach was my guru. At least at that time. And that's what today is. Today is a day when an enlightened being, out of its compassion, out of the being's compassion, it began to disseminate its spiritual knowledge to other people. And yeah, happy Guru Purnima. Anandamananda Karaprasannam Jnana Swarupam Nijabodarupam Yogendra Midyam Bhavaroga Vaidyam Shrimat Gurum Nityam Aham Bhajami. We will listen to, just to send us out, we will listen to the Avalokiteshvara's 10 prayers. This is chanted by Khenpo Pema Chopel Rinpoche. Probably pronouncing it wrong, but I heard this last night and I thought it was just a beautiful melody, and I don't know what it means, but sometimes even if you don't know what it means, there's an intelligence within you. There's an intelligence that understands something that's beyond logic, and it is in that spirit that I'd like to just listen to it. And if you guys want, you can listen to it too. And yeah.
Sen janda